Well, hi everybody. My name is Sandra Hexley, and I'm just gonna be doing my movie review. I haven't done this movie review for quite a while, but many of you might know this movie, and it's called Igor. Now, I love this movie once I first saw it, and this is just my thoughts on this movie, and also a movie review that I'm doing on it because I love this movie. I love how they actually did the story correctly. I mean, a lot of fans might think this from a lot of fans might not think this from Disney. Well, it's not, but yeah, it's a really great family movie, and I love, this movie because it's just so awesome. Now, Igor, as you may know, is about this little monster, and he kind of looks like a hunchback. So, you might be thinking this is, some kind of story about the Hunchback of Notre or Notre, I don't know, but it's kind of like that story. I think it's called The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and yes, like you might be thinking that the story is like something that was made from Disney called the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Well, it's not at all, because it's just a story. And I don't believe that the character kind of looks like the character in the Disney movie. I don't think he completely looks like it, but his like back is all hunched up, and he just looks so creepy, and that's how he's supposed to look like because he's a monster. And of course, he has this pet rabbit and this machine, and they talk together and they do things. And the plot about and the story and the plot about this movie's and the story and the plot about this movie is that this monster and that this monster, he just wants to live a normal life. He doesn't want anyone going around messing it up for him. Like, I mean, of course, there's a lot of monsters who deserve peace and they don't deserve to be like bothered or anything. But help but notice I can't help but notice that this movie is actually a really awesome movie. Now, I love how Igor's made. It's a really great family movie, and it, it's a really great family movie, and I'm sure a lot of people will like it. But it's certainly an awesome movie to see or watch because Igor has so many funny moments in it that it's just gonna make you laugh all over the place, and it's not gonna even make you think for a while that you've just seen Igor. Now, it's about this super smart monster who has two of his friends. First of all, there's a machine, and there's this pet rabbit that he has. Well, it's not really a pet rabbit; it's just like a rabbit which do, which does what he tells it to do. But yeah, almost certainly, this movie is just a really awesome movie, and you might not think that this movie is so funny. Well, if you haven't seen it, I'm not gonna spoil it for you. You can go watch the movie. Well, if you haven't seen it, I'm not gonna spoil it for you. Or you're just gonna have to go watch the movie to find out what it's all about. But yeah, this movie is actually a really funny movie, and all the humor, the parts of the movie. I love seeing the monster do those really funny things, in this movie. And there's like a lot of lines, but this movie is funny, and the this movie is funny, and it's definitely funny in its own kind of way now. And it's definitely funny in its own kind of way now. And it's definitely and it's definitely funny and it's definitely funny in its own kind of way, but yeah. Um, I love this movie for sure because, because there's like monsters in this movie, and the monster he has parents, and they tell him what to do. Of course, if you don't listen to your parents, there's like, you never know what happens. But if you don't listen to your parents, you never know what happens. But yeah, this monster is just super smart. He just does these experiments on his own, and he's like experimenting in the lab, and he's like experimenting in the laboratory, in this really huge laboratory, by the way. And I don't even know, because for a certain fact right there, you know, you never know what happens in the ending. Sorry, guys, I don't want to spoil the ending for you of Igor, because if you haven't seen the movie Igor, you must see it. It's definitely a funny movie, and it's really spooky because it is just so creepy, Igor. Now, I know a lot of people didn't see this movie at all. Some of the people who rated it wrong, they're just not thinking straight. They're just not thinking straight for a minute that this movie is actually a funny movie. It's definitely made to be funny, and it's not even a movie which is that bad. Like people say, "Oh, come on, this loser right here, he's not funny. He's just someone who's really bad. Why can't they just make a better movie about him and maybe not like leave the main character alone and just not put him in any more movies? Come on, you guys, there'll be no more movies like this. Because you guys are saying this movie is terrible. It's not terrible. Beyond the exception I get from you guys start to hate on these movies and you rant about them like all the time, and you say that these movies are just really bad because they couldn't leave the main characters alone. That's what it's all about, you guys. Because if you don't know anything about a movie, then you shouldn't be doing a review on it that like really is bad or terrible. Just watch the movie, guys, and just leave your just watch the movie, you guys, and just leave your like hate rants out of it, because I don't want people hating on no movies. I mean, come on, movies and cartoons are the same thing, but you guys don't need to hate on this movie. It's a funny movie, especially like since it's really made for kids. And there's no need to rant about this movie and say it's bad, I'm not gonna like see this movie anymore. If you guys are not seeing movies or not paying attention, it looks like you guys are messed up in the head. You guys don't deserve to see no movies that have no main characters, and you guys are just like doing spoiler alerts for the ending. This is just ridiculous, you guys. I mean, how many do you guys think that you guys will be doing movie reviews, and by that time, and like you're gonna be doing movie reviews, and by that time you're gonna say that this movie is silly. It ain't silly. Well, guess what? It ain't silly at all. So you better leave your hate comments out of this, cause I don't want no people hating on this movie if they haven't seen it at all before. So really not. So I don't want you guys to be putting your hate comments down below, like in the comments below, cause I don't want to see you guys like hating on like because I don't want to see you guys like hating on this movie and saying it's a terrible movie. It's not a terrible movie. It's a funny movie. So leave your hate comments out of this, and don't even comment if you have nothing nice to say. And if you don't have nothing nice to say, then and if you don't have nothing nice to say, then don't say anything at all. Because leaving your hate comments below and saying that this is a terrible movie, it's terribly made, it's just wrong, you guys. It's not terribly made at all. So leave your hate comments out of this. But yeah, you guys. I love the special effects of this movie, especially like the explosions and whatnot you could think of. This movie actually has everything like that makes it a really good family movie, and there's nothing wrong with like a really scary movie, like because a scary movie such as this one is actually a really great movie for the family. And a lot of families really love this movie. They enjoy it. They say it's a great movie. I'm going to go see it again. And it's just a really great movie because a lot of people are just in the mood to watch something spooky. So that's just because you guys like sometimes hate on this stuff, but don't hate on it, you guys. Leave your hate comments out of this, because this ain't no movie to be hating on. I mean, if you guys want to hate about something, or if you guys don't want to hate about something or hate on a movie, then don't hate on it at all, because this movie, it's just an amazing movie, you guys. And by the way, you guys won't be doing, because this movie, you guys, like it's just a cartoon, you guys. It's made into a cartoon, so it's just made into a cartoon, so leave it out of this, because I don't want to hear no comments saying you guys hate these movie reviews that I make. I make these movie reviews every once in a while, and don't say that I didn't tell you so about this movie, because this movie is actually a really funny cartoon, and there's a monster involved in everything, and I like him. But yeah, I'm not gonna rant about any more of, and I'm not gonna be ranting about all of the and I'm not gonna be ranting on about the hate comments. But yeah, I love the special effects and the soundtrack in this movie. It's awesome. And the soundtrack in this movie is actually pretty cool to listen to because, it's just so suspenseful and so scary. It's just so suspenseful and so scary, and yeah. I hope you enjoyed this, you guys. Stay tuned for movie reviews, and please leave your comment down below, and I will respond, and I will see you all later. Bye bye, everybody.